Good afternoon, Tony Datino, doing my live Tony, and excited about our upcoming qualifying round of the USA Memory Championship, which we will be doing virtually on August the 7th. And so it's been a busy week. It's been an exciting week. I've had lots of good things happening. It's hard to believe it's Friday afternoon already, but want to get out here before my phone rings with the next call. It's been a wonderfully hectic but worthwhile week. So let's go right to it. Our committee is all together. We are just a little bit short of 100 mental athletes that will be competing next Saturday in our virtual USA Memory Championship competition. And we're hoping we get one more in tomorrow. My goal was to have 100, and we've got one more day to get our registrations done as they close down on July 31st, and that is tomorrow evening. We'll shut it down, and off our listings will go to the folks at Lumosity, so they will get the roster with the email addresses on Monday, as well as the Art of Memory folks that are going to be supporting our event virtually. So we've had two wonderful organizations that are supporting us on a virtual level, since we're still being very cautious and very restrictive in terms of doing any types of events live. So at this point, we are doing our qualifying events, which now have just a little short of 100 people, not wanting to bring them together in distance and what have you. And from that, we will pull 12 finalists that will come off to Orlando in the October time period. And I will tell you, the facility we've had has been extremely vigilant on COVID restrictions and masking and washing and distancing. Have gone through a whole school year where they've had kids come through the facility for the whole past school year and are planning to do it again without any COVID issues. So we're working with a team of people that have really been very aggressive on what needs to be done to keep people well and safe. Though I must tell you, I'm getting multiple notes on a daily basis, all about Orlando and the outbreak we've had here. And as I've worked with the folks here in the community, what we continue to find is over 90% of the folks that are in the hospital have not gotten a vaccine. And the question becomes at this point, why not talk with the doctor, talk with the medical professional, evaluate your personal case of yes, no, indifferent, and then just be extra vigilant for your own safety and your own well-being. But yes, our hospitals have reached their capacities. Yes, the majority of their patients now that are in ICU are non-vaccinated people. And yes, it doesn't make any sense, though, if you would follow, or lack thereof, of the science. It's been so darn inconsistent that it really causes people to go crazy. But back to, let's get to August 7th. We're going to start with the Lumosity events. So Lumosity has got two of their games, which they have sent out to people that have been registered, and Karen has sent the email addresses of the people that have signed up through Lumosity, through our website to Lumosity, and they're going to run them against the specific games that will be running next Saturday, which are restrictive until then. So those games will be played next Saturday with the practice taking place, obviously, for anybody that has signed in. Those will be timed, so you'll have a half an hour basically to play the two Lumosity games, and you can split that 10 minutes and 15, and you can do as long as you want in the 10, as long as you want in the 15, and you get a 5-minute break. And then we'll bring people back, and we'll run some scoring out, and then we'll go into the Art of Memory games. And those will be timed. We're working with them. We have a call with them tomorrow to finalize what those rules are and what their process will be. But they're planning to run their games in the afternoon of next of the 7th. You'll have, again, the same email that you've used for Lumosity. Same email accounts will go over to them. And back we come in terms of what we'll get from their scores. So by next Saturday night, we shall know, or at least expect to know, who will be our finalists that will compete in what we call our stage events, which we will have here at this point in Orlando. Obviously, our goal is not to force people to compete in a memory championship. The fun of this is competing in a fun way. We will clearly be in touch with the right folks in the community's medical world and in the county world, and making sure that if we are going to do it in October, it is going to be in the right environment with the right safety precautions and not risking people coming. We may not have spectators. We'll decide these things as we go along. But right now, there are some folks here think, hey, in 2 or 3 weeks it's going to run its course. Boy, do I hope that'll be the case. So we'll figure it out. There's not a rush for October yet, other than let's go find out who are going to be our qualifying competitors. And so the Art of Memory games, you'll have the names and faces, you'll have the images, and oh goodness, now I should know the third event. Names and faces, images, numbers. So those will be our Art of Memory games. I sure hope it's numbers. My goodness, shame on me. I've got so much stuff going on. So we had our planning. So next thing, we had our planning session with the folks at the Rosen Town Square. Exciting meeting we had. They're excited to host it. They're excited to publicize it and bring it out to the Orlando community. They felt very confident that we'll be able to fill up the room if we want to fill up the room with spectators, and if we don't want to, we'll distance and we'll keep the competitors safe, and we'll figure out how to do that and take it from there. We started planning those events, so we're looking at the plan that we have for those events. But as I always say to people, the amount of work that goes into these is totally underestimated, and that's from Karen Pinson, who runs the games and organizes the registrations and keeps track and sends the notes out. So she'll be sending emails out to everybody on Tuesday, and we'll have a login and Zoom in, and we're planning to have our competitors sign in at about 12:30 to 12:45 on the 7th. This way, if there are any issues with logging in, we can get those resolved and get the games going by 1 o'clock, 1:15 time period. That's, I think, the summary for next week. Karen's getting that out. The website will get posted. I think I'm good with those notes. And then, of course, after we find out who our finalists will be, we'll then pick up the next ball and figure out what we do on the 23rd of October. And we'll take that from there. During the week, I had really a couple of really terrific interactions with people. We had a world famous author and scientist, professor, approached us about possibly collaborating on a book on memory, and boy, that was a fantastic call. And what is possible in that arena is just limitless. And so I'm going to keep that low key at this point. I don't want to put that out there to the public, other than being approached to do that with a who's who in the book writing business is pretty significant. And then we had a terrific call with one of our dear friends up at MIT, talking about the process that we've developed, starting with the Maximum Memory Mastery online course. So starting with Maximum Memory Mastery, and that's moving now into a course that's going to be called Super Learning, and possibly doing that as a scientific grant, and showing a process of learning that is consistently producing superior results. And Michael Dattino has put together, he's now done a whole bunch of people where he's been, over the last year and a half with COVID shutdown, he's really used it as an opportunity to really build up his resume and his portfolio of people who he has personally coached into passing personal exams or school exams or whatever their profession was demanding of them, and having them receive excellent results. So that was impressive and super in terms of what's on the horizon. So a lot of good things are happening, and the other piece of interesting news is he has begun narrating what I think is going to actually be his best course of the three, Maximum Memory Mastery, the 6 factors of brain health, or 6 factors of brain health and super learning. So his super learning course is for those that want to pass professional exams and improve their academic performance and just learning how to learn. But his factors of brain health, that's going to be there's everybody that's going to want this, especially people that are worried about dementia that runs in their family, and what are factors that we can take control of that can make a difference. So that's been the excitement of the week. It is hard to believe for me. It is already Friday. As you already know, I missed the Monday evening session, got back on Wednesday, and was certainly going to stay on top of this, as I have I'm looking 5 o'clock appointment now on Friday. So it has been a busy week, and it is even going to take me to tomorrow afternoon on a 4:30 Zoom with our colleagues on the Art to Memory that exist in the world of Australia. And so we'll be doing that tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. Florida time. So even tomorrow will be a day to look forward to, and lots of great things are happening across the world of the USA Memory Championship. So with that, please wear a mask if you're indoors. We don't need to argue about it. I don't think if you're indoors someplace, shopping or in a mall or in a restaurant, you got to go in and pick something up to take home or be safe. Be smart. Just, until all this fluff flies out, a mask, 3-ply is what I'm told by my medical friends. Get a 3-ply mask. That's the best thing you can do for yourself right now, short of an N95, which would be the highest grade. But grab your 3-ply. Keep it on when you're in the public domain. Be smart about your hand washing. There's nothing wrong with continuing to wash your hands, and mostly keep them away from your face and your eyes and your noses, which is one of your access points. And maintain some distancing. I've seen too many people starting to hug and hold and shake hands, and I'm saying, not here. Be more cautious. Be a little bit more alert. We never know who's got it and who doesn't, and therefore let's just be smart and bump elbows and keep a distance and keep our masking on when it's appropriate to do so. And let's not get careless. I've said all along, I didn't think we were out of the woods, and we're right back in them, right in a deep part of them. And the question becomes, is maybe be safe in other states. I mean, everybody says, Florida, you live in Orlando, my God. They send me headlines and pictures and stuff, and I'm like, hey, I just pray that it doesn't expand and go to other parts of the country, and we don't have this across the whole nation again. Have a nice weekend. Expect to be back here with you on Monday and somewhere in the afternoon hours, and I'm jockeying my calendar around based on the calls and the appointments I've got, but I clearly want to get to a Live with Tony each day of the Monday, Wednesday, Friday cycle. So look forward to seeing you next week, and enjoy your weekend.